myself, life is always like that. I get through one lesson and then the next thing there's kind of a trough in between when I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know, I never know from day to day if I'm going to continue down this path or what. So I just thought we'd get a little, see if we could get a little bit of info coming through to find out.
Okay.
First thing I hear is love is all there is. This is the prime law. I have told you previously that when we came into existence, we were united in the center of the heart. There are many aspects. However, there is only one heart. This is the center of creation. It is all that is. It is where home is. It is where the heart is. It is, they're making a joke. Home is where the heart is.
Home is where the heart is, right.
Little things make, they're saying both our and your day. Little things make our day, little things make your day. These are the little joys that transform what might otherwise be a mundane existence into a thing of delight. You understand this, that laughter is so important. If you could remember your own childhood, how you would giggle and laugh with your friends, and how the time would fly. Do you recall that? I do.
Oh, I do, yes. I do.
This is a quality that can endure, and we do advise it, for there are too many sourpusses in the world. If they could only remember the joy of childhood, the corners of their mouths would turn up. For you have been too long upon the earth when you forget your origins. And this is a I'm trying to get the word because it's, and this is a misappropriation of the opportunity that you have in this lifetime to experience all that is to say, to experience your own heart manifest in the creative process. You are one with us, and therefore we are all working together. However, we each are also working in our own sphere, for we are all independent in that way, that we have the freedom of choice to come or go, live and let live, love and not. You see, there is this strange dichotomy in the makeup of that which is. There is that which is one, and this is forever, and it will always be so, and you shall always be connected within the one. This is your home, this is your place, and you must never forget it. On the other hand, you are also individual and separate, and this is not to say you are separate from your home, for you can never be separate from your home. However, you become a reflection of the one, and through the magical, mystical process of creation, the one becomes many, each with a little microcosm of the one heart within it. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
It is like a glacier that calves. In other words, pieces will break off, and they are composed of the same materials as the big glacier. However, as they go, they all contribute to the ocean. Yes? And this is because they are all made of the same substance, and so ultimately they are all one. They may go through different stages of experience, as water does. It goes through the process of evaporation, transpiration, precipitation. They have another word that I can't get. I think they have another word. Hold on. Okay, not getting it. But I think it has to do with freezing or something. It's something between precipitation and evaporation.
Precipitation, yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of get it.
I don't know what that word is. After the world was created, there were many who did not understand how it was possible to experience life therein. For it was essentially formless. It was without life. It had neither air to breathe, nor water to drink, nor creatures upon it that could breathe and that could drink. It was a barren place, if you will, for life had not yet come to inhabit the thought form that was the inspiration or inception of the world that you know. This was a long time ago as you think of it. There is no time, of course. However, within this particular materialization of a reality as you know it, there is a function of expandability, expansion. Both ends. Therefore, in order to have expansion, there had to be a mechanism for the creative process, and there had to be a slot into which it could fit. Therefore, the slot that was created was time. It is a groove, if you will. It is a groove in the time-space continuum that you know as time in the earth. This was created for the sole purpose of the experience of earth life as you know it. Tammy, do you have somebody on the other side? I'm hearing perhaps we can return to our dialogue or discussion now. They're correcting me, they're saying it's not a dialogue because we're not really, it's more of a lecture, but they're calling it a discussion. A discussion of the concepts of life on earth. Thank you. There was a time before man when the creatures did indeed crawl from the ocean, for it was within the ocean that life was conceived. It was the most habitable part of the world for the attenuation of the chemical receptors in order to enhance the opportunity for life connections to begin. This time was beyond your reckoning. It was known to us here, for we were among those who were observing the process, nurturing it. It was like in the cradle of, it was like in the petri pot, we would say, petri dish, we would say, but more like they're looking down into the cradle of development on the earth. You have heard of these things, surely, and they are not far-fetched. For within this paradigm, within this time frame, it is indeed conceivable that there should be this progression of life that you call evolution. This is what has created such confusion for your scientists, for they do not understand that this process of evolution is a guided process. It was not erratic, it is not random, and it is not sporadic. These creatures were the intentional formulations of much thought, and they were given the ability to procreate. This then became the inception of the life process, which requires a certain, they're using the word zygote, which I don't really know much about, that can track its own evolutionary process. Therefore, it will transfer from one to the next. This method of enhancement of the environment through the deliberate insertion of those initial forms that could be self-sustaining was a significant achievement, accomplishment, if you will, and there was much jubilation at that time.
Now, are they talking about the aliens? Are they talking about?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just checking.
I think they're just talking about how this world was created in form.
Okay. I just thought they may have had something to do with it.
Well, apparently they did, but they are not the aliens. As
Okay.
you would think of it. Think of it more as spirit beings.
Okay. Gotcha.
We are the oh God, I can't get this word, Elodium or something, who were the original engineers of the Earth they're using the word incubation, of the Earth incubation period.
Okay.
This was the time of reckoning when it was determined whether it could become self-sustaining or not. Once we had that figured out, we were able then to proceed with the introduction of those forms that would enable the experience that you know as Earth life. This requires that there be those who are self-sustaining in their development, that there be stable forms that can continue through the eons without much change. This allows the easy adaptation of new souls entering into the paradigm they are then familiar for. This is a process to which they were introduced, most of them early on.
Okay. Alrighty.
They've been coming and going forever.
Wow.
You are one of these. You have been around for a long time. You were here early when you're talking about the Vikings, which doesn't seem that long ago. However, this apparently was quite a while ago, so there was life there for quite a while, maybe even before we're aware of it.
Wow. That's
This
interesting.
was a period of time when there were some innovations that allowed you to travel from one place to another. These were more like modern conveyances that no longer exist.
Okay. I've heard of that.
You were picked for this job, for you are familiar with the process of procreation and recreation throughout the stages of your development. You were one of those who was placed within the earth influence in order to develop your own special talents. That is to say, you came into being as part of the explosion of light that occurred at the time of creation as you know it. That would be the Big Bang, although this is never an inception, always a continuation. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's not an inception, it's a continuation.
Right.
This allowed you to penetrate deep into the human psyche, which you did repeatedly over the eons. You have been a recurring traveler in this realm, and therefore understand many of the deeper mysteries of the historical earth within your energetic field. These are memories that you have not located, however, they are stored there for when you are ready.
Okay.
Your mother also was cherished as a messenger. She was the one who came in to prepare the way for you. You were to come to understand that we are not all we seem to be. This is the lesson of your personal experience, of your parentage, that you should come to understand that you are never what you think you are.
Amen. I found that out.
It is a message for you, translated into the format of human experience. The message for you is to remember who your father is. You are always the child of He who rules the universe, as are we all.
Absolutely.
It matters not who provides the appearance of parenthood, for it is the quality of love and devotion that translates into the experience of love and belonging. And this is not a question of DNA. It is a matter of the heart. Do you understand?
I do.
I have not told you this previously, however, we are, all of us, together in this present experience. It is one for all and all for one. We have come to the time of breaking the bondage. Therefore, we would invite you, along with others, to place your trust in the quality of spirit, which is your birthright, and not upon the form, which is transitory and non-binding. It is not capable of sustaining your happiness. Only resort to the comfort of the heart can bring you home. You must understand this, for it is very important. Do not be misled by the appearances around you, for they are very misleading. You must penetrate deep to understand what you are, and when you understand what you are, you shall continue to experience the beauty of the creative life. This will not leave you. We're not suggesting that there will come a time when you simply fold everything up and sit on your suitcase and wait for the St. Peter to blow his trumpet. This is not the way it works.
Okay.
We love you. We want you to be happy. We understand that you right now are struggling with some sense of lack, and we want you to understand that lack is only a metaphor for the failure to remember that you are indeed one of us, and that you are indeed complete, for we are all one, and there can be none who are left outside of the fold. This confusion translates, this confusion is reflected in your world. Please find the completion in your heart, that you shall never know lack again. Thank you very much for listening to us. We welcome you into the fold. Thank you, my dear, and be well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Wow. That's awesome.
So I can't even tell you who all was talking.
Sounded like Minnie.
Yeah, it was a group committee action here. That's what it is. It
Yeah.
often is a committee, and I don't think they feel it necessary to name themselves.
Right. I understand.
Except in certain circumstances, just to get your attention. So,
That was awesome. That's wonderful.
yeah, that was kind of interesting, wasn't it?
It was. It was different than it's ever been.
It was different. I've
Yeah.
never had them talk to me about the history of Earth before.
Right. It was deep. Wow. Well, thank you, Stephanie.